ArtsNB promotes the creation of art and administers funding programs for professional artists in New Brunswick. Le Conseil des arts de Nouveau-Brunswick encourage la création d'art et gère les programmes de financement pour les artistes professionnels de Nouveau-Brunswick.
This past fiscal year, we gave out 159 grants for a total of $678,754 spent on all the arts disciplines offered by ArtsNB. Les 159 subventions accordées ont été données dans les programmes de création, documentation, développement de carrière, artistes en résidence, bourse d'études en art et la résidence de création d'OPSA qui était avec Terre-Neuve et Labrador cette année. 74 jurys de toute la province et au Canada ont participé à 13 jurys. Program has remained fairly stable over the past fiscal year, but we're always working with our Program and Juries Committee to streamline our funding programs and our jury processes. So the goal is to remain as responsive as possible to the needs of our clientele. So a lot of the work that we've done over the past year will be evident in the coming year.
We hired 2 Aboriginal outreach officers who began workshops around the province. They are working on Aboriginal outreach and mentorship for Aboriginal artists.
We were trained to deliver workshops to the First Nation communities that will give them knowledge of the program available at ArtsNB.
Our biggest mission as an outreach officer is to go in throughout the province in the First Nation communities and even the urban areas to educate the First Nation artists on the opportunities that are offered through ArtsNB.
We wanted to share with the First Nation communities that their traditional practices such as shawl dancing, chanting, drumming, beading, quill work, basketry, all falls under the umbrella of the disciplines offered at ArtsNB.
During our outreach, we have visited 14 out of 15 communities here in the province, and we reached over 170 Aboriginal artists. And those communities are Eel River Bar, Pabineau, Red Bank, Burn Church, Eel Ground, Indian Island, Fort Folly, Ormukto, Elsipogtog, Kingsclear, St. Mary's, Tobic, Woodstock, and Madawaska, and we hope to visit Bugtouche in the near future.
ArtsNB and Jedi have been working together to create future opportunities for First Nations artists that will focus on the entrepreneurial skills in an art career.
Notre stagiaire d'été entre 2013, Justine Corossil, est devenue notre directrice d'administration.
Everyone here wears many different hats, so every single day I do a multitude of things. I take care of board governance and HR department administration. I also work closely with our accountant for financial reports and statements and accounting. And I also help the program officers with their jury preparations. And I prepare the checks for the grants that are awarded, which is the best part, really. Another exciting thing that I do is preparing the Leftenant Governor Award ceremony. A lot of detailing goes into that event, something as minute as picking out the menu for the supper to writing the checks for the recipients. It's a whole multitude of preparation, and it's a busy time at ArtsNB, and it's a time where the staff is very proud and we really enjoy that time of the year. Je travaille proche avec la directrice générale pour les réunions et l'administration et la gestion des réunions du Conseil et les réunions tripartites aussi. On rencontre les artistes d'une région spécifique une fois par année quand on fait nos réunions du Conseil. On essaie de choisir une communauté au Nouveau-Brunswick. Ça nous permet de rencontrer les artistes dans cette région-là. We are also getting ready for the Pedaben Aboriginal Arts Symposium, which will be in Millbrook First Nation in Nova Scotia in August. And I am very excited about this event, and I'm helping out with the event coordinator for the details surrounding the symposium.
We hired a new program officer, Joss Richer, who will be working with Vanessa on administering all of our grant programs.
Bonjour, mon nom est Jocelyn Richer, je suis le nouvel agent de programme au Conseil des arts du Nouveau-Brunswick. J'ai commencé le 31 mars dernier. Together with Vanessa Moyler, the other program officer, we prepare applications submitted by artists for evaluation by juries. And I also look after programs, trying to put together programs to provide professional development to artists across the province. And in the months to come, I'm really looking forward to traveling across the province and meeting all kinds of interesting people.
Notre spécialiste en marketing, communication et traduction, Nathalie Rain, était avec nous pour la première moitié de l'année avant de partir en congé de maternité.
As usual, this has been a very busy year, especially in communications. We did complete 2 short videos for our website, one about an overview of our programs, and the other is how to write a grant proposal. And these videos were made to help people who weren't able to attend the workshops that we give throughout the province. Last year, we added artist features to our annual report, and we're doing the same this year. We are highlighting 6 artists who received funding from artsnb over the past year. These write-ups include a description of the project and photos of the project, and it shows the artists and our stakeholders where the money that we give out at artsnb is going to. We've had a lot of media coverage this year, and that includes when we hired 2 Aboriginal liaison officers, our first ever APAF Creative Residency winners, and the board decision to move money from our administrative budget to the creation program, which resulted in more money for artists. We also had a very successful media blitz for the LGA Awards. J'étais seulement dans le bureau pour la moitié de l'année cette année parce que j'ai accueilli mon premier bébé garçon en novembre. Avant de partir sur mon congé de maternité, j'ai passé beaucoup de temps avec ma remplaçante Marie-Claude Hébert pour lui montrer le travail que je fais et la préparer pour quand j'étais partie.
Marie-Claude Hébert took over for Nathalie Rain during her maternity leave, but before that, she was hired as a summer intern. She managed the Lieutenant Governor Awards and did in-house translation. Nous avons aussi embauché un comptable à temps partiel, Gary Belding. Il n'est peut-être pas au bureau tous les jours, mais il est un membre de très grande valeur de notre équipe. This year, at the community level, I took part in both Fredericton and St. John's consultation sessions towards the development of cultural programming, etc., for the future. So that was really exciting to be in at the ground floor at the community level. We often get a window to that through our tri-level meetings, and that's important too because that brings the municipal level funders, private and public funders at the provincial level, and public funders at the national level together into the same venue, and we convene those people 3 times a year. So that's key. But it's important to engage the people who are on the ground doing the work as well. So we've started a round of discipline-specific meetings for visual arts, fine craft, and theatre. And in the coming year, we will begin convening dance, music, and literary arts. Alors, on a eu des discussions avec le développement économique, avec le département de développement post-secondaire. On a aussi eu l'occasion de participer dans des processus pour le renouvellement de la politique culturelle et aussi de faire partie du table ronde pour le développement des ressources humaines à Nouveau-Brunswick. Aussi, on travaille vers le statut de l'artiste pour une législation. In terms of cross-sectoral development this year, we've had really great opportunities to work with economic development, population growth, arm of post-secondary education training and labor. We've also been able to work with stakeholders in creative aging, the innovation agenda, economic development. It's been a very full year. Equity is a really strong part of our new strategic plan. So over the past year, we've had meetings in St. John with Settlement Services, the Multicultural Society, and with Prude in order to ensure that there's greater sensitivity to what programming opportunities there are at artsnb for incoming artists who may not be aware of our programming. We've also been working really well and strongly over the past 3 years, and this year has been no different, with the Circle of Elders. It's incredibly important that our young people gain creative and critical capacities in a range of arts practices that they may not have had access to before, in order to swim really well in a digital environment and in a world where technology is having an impact on almost every aspect of our lives and how we interpret the world around us. So cross-sectorial development is going to be an extremely crucial part of what we look at in our programming and how our programming evolves in the future. In order for a society to truly be strong, and arts and culture is how we perceive ourselves and how we reflect ourselves out.